Next, the 7th game of round-robin play will be between the visiting team, the California Cup champions from the California Collegiate Box Lacrosse League, the Royals, taking on the Constitutional Cup champions from the Connecticut Collegiate Box Lacrosse League, the Revolution. Here are the lineups for both teams, starting with the visitors, the Royals, with goalie number 1, Mason Spoonius. Defense number 2, Connor Giltonen. Defense number 3, Griffin Pohl. Forward number 4, Aldrich Vanderheide. Defense number 5, Caden Dietrich. Forward number 7, Nick Beeson. Defense number 8, Kevin Greninger. Defense number 9, Cam Morris. Defense number 11, Nate Ryan. Defense number 15, Soren Savard. Forward number 16, Will Tobias. Faceoff number 18, Tegan Boltman. Forward number 19, Owen Bennett. Transition number 21, Fernando Garcia. Transition number 22, Zach Snyder. Forward number 24, Marquez White. Forward number 26, Winton Bastian. Forward number 27, Miles Botkiss. Goalie number 31, Caleb Mackey. Transition number 34, Peyton Rozenka. Forward number 40, Christian Rasmussen. Forward number 44, Jake Govett. Forward number 88, Matt Ward. And defense number 93, Oscar Hertz. Coaches for the Royals are Kim Holding, Reed Rozenka, Casey Jackson, and Wes Berg. And now the Revolution with number 2, Solomon Hess. Number 5, Ethan Kessler. Number 7, Matthew Bologna. Number 8, Jacob Leibowitz. Number 9, Bowden Bounds. Number 10, Timmy Lay. Number 11, Sebastian Yigui Puma. Number 12, Ethan Hanley. Number 13, Brendan Rye. 14 is Ryan Colsey. 15, Jack Savarese. 17, Jason Pachoda. 21, Rocco Mazzi. 25, Cooper DeMalley. 30, Connor Atkinson. 30, Cam Pilon. 40, Amos. 14 is Ryan Colsey. 15, Jack Savarese. 17, Jason Pachoda. Roy Colsey. Underway, and right off the bat, within the first 15 seconds, it is a goal by Marquez White for the Royals. Royals' goal is scored by Marquez White. Time of the goal, 20 seconds of the first quarter. White for the Royals at 20 seconds of the first. So the defending NCBS national champions waste no time, and looking to put a second one in there is Vanderheide. Early 1-0 lead, courtesy of the goal from Marquez White, and now a ripper from the wing, and Royals go up 2-0 with Miles Botkiss putting it in past starting goalie. Nothing lead, courtesy of the goal from Marquez White, and now a ripper from the wing. Royals goal scored by Miles Botkiss at 1 minute 10 seconds of the first quarter. Botkiss for the Royals at 1:10 of the first. Revolution looking to respond with a hard shot from Timmy Lay, who then gets hit hard by Peyton Rozenka, and we're going to get a penalty called against the Royals. Very physical team who've upped their defensive prowess from their national championship a year ago. Royals penalty, 2 minutes called on Peyton Rozenka. The time of the penalty, 2 minutes of the first quarter. So quick 2-0 lead through the first 2 minutes, 15 seconds of the first quarter, as the defending NCBS national champions look very much like Mike Tyson would when he was in his heyday as boxing's heavyweight world champion. Over and back, and that's just a lapse in judgment from Owen Bennett for the Royals, running the ball back into his own defensive end. And so the Revolution looking to get their feet underneath them, already in a 2-goal hole. Gilbert up to the point to Colsey, fakes the pass, takes the shot, goes wide. Royals come away with it, and it will be Griffin Pohl who leads the breakout for the team affiliated with the NLL's San Diego Seals, based in San Diego. Same colors as the Seals, purple uniforms, gold numbering, and white trim. Going against the Revolution in the red uniforms with the navy numbering and white trim. Shot from the wing, and Cam Pilon starting in goal for the Revolution will make the save. And Caleb Mackey, his opposing goalkeeper, the reigning MVP from last year's NCBS National Championship. And Gilbert with the slingshot through traffic from the point, and it sneaks in past Mackey. Goalkeeper, the reigning MVP from last year's NCBS National Championship. And Gilbert, goalkeeper. Revolution goal scored by Amos Gilbert at 3 minutes 15 seconds of the first quarter. Gilbert for the Revolution at 3:15 of the first. Revolution win the draw. Colsey with the head of steam, and Mackey's able to steer that one aside. Breakout now for the Royals. Bounce pass to Govett, and he gets pushed from behind, so the ball will stay with the Royals. A nifty pass there from Nate Ryan, bouncing it to Govett. Govett, who's also played in the NCBS in the Colorado League with the Red Hawks before being based in San Diego, where his dad, Steve Govett, is the president of the San Diego Seals. Govett plays collegiate lacrosse at the University of Delaware. Vander Hyde with the shot clock winding down, meets a double team, passes it over to the wing, and Pilon able to make the save on Rasmussen. Revolution now able to bring the ball into the front court. Savarese working it into the corner. Crapanzano comes off of the bench and makes a run towards goal. Ball goes to the far side, and now running it to the other wing is Lay. His shot goes wide. It'll go back into Revolution territory, where the goalkeeper Pilon gets caught out of his net. The pass is made in front for the shot from Botkiss. A lot of pace from the Royals, keeping the pressure on. 9 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. A 2-1 lead. 2 goals in the opening minute and a half for the Royals to get them to this point, but the Revolution have settled down since that time. White, who got the first goal of the game, makes the pass over to the far boards. Up top, White gets it again, shoots, and Pilon to his knees to make the stop, and will trap it. And now it's Colsey, who is the leading scorer for the Revolution with 6 goals through their first 2 games. Colsey has it, far side Crapanzano. Crapanzano loses it with nice defense and the turnover forced by Peyton Rozenka. He plays quite physically, and it did get him caught in the penalty box earlier. Crapanzano with 5 goals through the first 2 games. Up top to Colsey. Near side Strum. Strum shoots, and kick save made by Mackey. Long pass up ahead. Chance for a breakaway if White can control it, but he can't do so. He goes into the corner and he takes a hit. He's 1 against 4, so now he'll leave it for Govett. Nearing the halfway stage of this first quarter, where it looked like the Royals were setting up to try and run away with it. Govett from right in front of the goal, it gets steered aside. But the Revolution, credit to them for getting back into a rhythm. Beeson lost it, and the ball is loose as the shot clock expires on the Royals. 7.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Royals with goals from White and Botkiss, and Revolution getting a goal from Amos Gilbert. Running it out from the corner and putting it on goal is Lay, and it gets steered back into the corner. Ball gets flicked out of play off of the Revolution into the Royals bench, and the Royals will get it back, and Matt Ward looks like he's in a hurry to get things going again, and that's the type of pace that the Royals like to play with. Botkiss, 5 goals in yesterday's game. Now works its way to Govett. Vanderhyde, pass into the center, and Ward from straight away has it steered aside, and it'll bounce out of play, but it'll stay with the Royals. Vanderhyde's shot is blocked by Hess. Stays with the Royals. Govett on the doorstep for a one-timer from Ward, and a beautiful executed. Stays with the Royals. Govett on the doorstep. Royals goal scored by Matt Ward, assisted by Jake Govett at 9 minutes of the first quarter. Ward for the Royals from Govett at 9 minutes of the first. Ward had a couple of goals in last night's win for the Royals against the Stoneflies. First game played yesterday, a 13-7 victory for the Royals, who had leads of 4-1 after one, 9-2 at halftime, and 11-4 after three. They used the 6-0 run in the second and third quarters to keep their distance from the Stoneflies. Govett will try and score himself, and he got right in there against Pilon, who was able to make the save. Offensive rebound, though, for the Royals. Although the horn did sound, the Royals do get the reset. And trying to jump across the goal mouth is Botkus. Vanderhyde in the crease, and so now it'll be turned over to the Revolution. 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Royals getting 2 goals in the opening minute and 10 seconds, and then getting a goal on a beautiful play that Govett thread the needle to Matt Ward. Pass out of the reach of Gilbert, who got the lone goal for the Revolution. Beeson off of the bench. Over to Govett, back to Beeson. Beeson with traffic in front of him, puts the shoulder into the defender. Near side Ward. Ward with a shooting lane, puts it into the top corner for the goal. Near side Ward. Ward with a shooting lane, puts it into the top. Royals goal, second of the game, scored by Matt Ward, assisted by Nick Beeson, 11 minutes 30 seconds of the first quarter. Ward with his second for the Royals from Beeson at 11:30 of the first. 4-1 lead for the Royals. Talking with their coach Cam Holding before yesterday's first game as Botkus, oh, the fans thought that he put it in the back of the net, but it never quite made it through. 18 players from last year's roster back on this year's roster, and he says the team plays that much quicker. Govett across the goal mouth. And he says the lacrosse IQ for this team is that much better with a year of experience. A team that last year was very defensive-minded in winning the NCBS National Championship. Govett on the doorstep, tries the high shot, and it's steered aside by Pilon. Then Govett takes a big hit, and it's going to be turned back over to the Royals with just over 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Last year in pool play, the 4 games that the Royals played, they never gave up nor scored more than 10 goals. Then in the finals, able to come back down 11-10 to force overtime and win 12-11 in the overtime period with a goal from Zach Snyder. Govett with the shot from the right wing, and Revolution, who have their lone goal from Amos Gilbert, have been on their heels on defense for most of this first quarter, and pass out of the reach of Crapanzano, and it's going to be turned back over to the Royals. Royals won the title last year, defeating the Armory from upstate New York. And their final game tonight will be against the team from upstate New York, the Hawkeyes. That'll be the 6:30 game. In the creases, called against White. (4-1) lead for the Royals with 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Royals at 1-0. Revolution at 1-1 in pool play. Working now inside the final 20 seconds. Snyder with a look back at the shot clock. Pass over to the far side. Beeson, cross court. Govett shoots as the horn is just seconds away. Well, that's the horn for the shot clock. Now the game clock with 1 second left, and Lay's not able to get it on goal. That's the end of the first quarter. The score after 1. Royals 4, Revolution 1. Royals out of the box in a flash. 2 goals in the first minute and 10 seconds, and then they add 2 more through the remainder of the first quarter to lead 4-1 on the Revolution. We'll be back in a couple minutes with the second quarter on NCBS.TV. Welcome back to the Plex in San Jose, California, where the California team, the Royals, win the face-off to start the second quarter and have a shot on goal by Snyder. Royals leading 4-1. They were the expansion team in the NCBS last year that made it all the way to the finals and won the NCBS National Championship. Shot comes from Botkus, who had 5 goals yesterday in the 13-7 win for the Royals against the Stoneflies. Ward now with it, couple of goals today. Behind the back pass intended by Botkus, and the turnaround shot by Ward from an off angle, and it's going to go out of play to the Revolution. Royals get it back. We're through a minute 20 seconds of this second quarter. California Collegiate Box Lacrosse League started last year with 2 teams, San Diego Royals and San Francisco Dragons. White, who got the first goal in the opening 20 seconds, makes the pass. This is a shot for the Royals coming from Rasmussen. Now the Revolution back on offense with Crapanzano faking the shot, knocked off his line, runs it over to the other side. Behind the net and stepping in the crease before he can attempt the wraparound as lay. Botkus, shot on goal, stop made by Pilon. Bounced in front of him for a moment, but now turned the other direction by the Revolution as Leibowitz leaves it for his teammates. Comes over to the bench. Ryan Colsey, leading scorer for the Revolution, tries to make the pass to Bounds, and it trickled away from him, but Gilbert able to get it and put the shot on goal, but it bounces high and out of play. And the Royals will get it back through 3 minutes of this second quarter. So the California Collegiate Box Lacrosse League started with 2 teams last year, one in Northern California, the Dragons, one in Southern California, the Royals. This year, also 2 teams, but looking to potentially expand for next year. Big hit there by Hess on Ward. Gets the Revolution bench going. Many of these Royals players are from San Diego as their hometown, or nearby, like Rancho Santa Fe or Escondido or Poway. But they play their college lacrosse all around the country and then get to spend their summers in California working with some great lacrosse minds affiliated with the San Diego Seals organization. White rips it from the point, and he's got his second goal of the game, and the Royals go up. Great lacrosse minds affiliated with the San Diego Seals organization. Royals goal, second of the game, scored by Marquez White at 4 minutes of the second quarter. White with his second for the Royals at 4 minutes of the second. Crapanzano winning the draw against Boltman, and Crapanzano now going on offense with the bounce shot. It'll go right to Colsey. Crapanzano will put it through the wickets of the goalkeeper Mackey for the Revolution. Crapanzano. Revolution goal scored by Chris Crapanzano at 5 minutes of the second quarter. Crapanzano scoring for the Revolution at 5 minutes of the second. Revolution with it, looking to get back into this game. Winners of the Constitutional Cup in Connecticut. Trophy won last year by the Generals. Shot comes from Damali, and the save is made by Mackey. It'll go out of play and go back to the Revolution. Gilbert, double teamed, gives it up for Savarese. Savarese also met by two defenders, fires it on goal, and Mackey able to make the save. Mackey, one of a couple players from Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. He was named MVP of the NCBS National Championship Tournament last year for the title run by the Royals that was very much rooted in their defensive prowess. Jump shot White, and he's in the crease, and so the Revolution will get it back. Both teams have scored once in this second quarter, 4-1 after one, now 5-2 in favor of the Royals as we hit the halfway stage. 7.5 minutes to go in quarter number 2. Rapinzano loses his footing, but gets back up, shoots it. Mackey able to make the save. Strum sticks it out of the air and puts in the rebound. 2 straight goals by the Revolution to put them within 2, 5-3. Rapinzano loses his footing, but gets back up, shoots it. Mackey able to make the save. Strum sticks it out of the air and puts in the Revolution goal. Scored by Riley Strum at 7 minutes 50 seconds of the second quarter. Strum for the Revolution at 7:50 of the second. Now facing off for the Revolution is Gilbert against the designated face-off man for the Royals in Tegan Boltman. And the Revolution come away with it, looking to continue the momentum that's been built up from 2 straight goals. Shot comes from Gilbert, loses his stick in the process. Lay with the rebound in the corner. Pressured there by Giltonen. And Mackey will bring that play to a close. With this tournament being in California, Royals have a lot of players and their supporting family and friends that are here in person, but also people following their games on NCBS.TV and the various platforms streamed by the production crew at Scorebreak. From all around the country, all around the world, in fact. Got word of a viewer watching from Hong Kong. And it's great to hear about where interest in this National Collegiate Box Series is spreading. Nearing 5 minutes to go, second quarter. Govett over to the far side to Beeson. Up top, Vanderhyde, back to Beeson. Cross court. Govett rips it from the wing, almost sneaks in past Pilon, but he's able to keep it from going past the goal line. Some physical play, good checking in front of the cameras. Timeout called by the Royals. While we have a moment, just want to thank you all for being part of the 2022 NCBS National Championships, and very grateful to have such a good crowd here at the Silver Creek Sportsplex in San Jose, California, but also to those of you who can't be here in person in California following the stream. It's been a great crew to work with from Scorebreak, being led by Jordan Hendry. We have Kai Clark, who's directing and choosing all the shots that you're seeing, and CJ Madrill, who is the lead cameraman from the center court. So it's a great team, and also working with people in the NCBS, new Commissioner Charlie Ragusa out in Colorado, where I'm based, Joe Huntley, the commissioner of the Colorado Collegiate Box Lacrosse League, and the vision for what the NCBS could be very much executed by Jesse Gallant, who's helped oversee the operations for this tournament. And so it's a great crew that has helped grow the sport of box lacrosse all the way from when there were just 2 teams in the NCBS National Championship Tournament, the first one held in 2019, now to 5 teams in 2021 and 6 teams in 2022, with the new expansion team from the Mid-Atlantic Collegiate Box Lacrosse League, the Grays, who just finished up their play. This is the final game of the tournament for the Revolution, and the Royals will have one more game after this one. They'll be taking on the Hawkeyes in the 6:30 p.m. game tonight. And if the Royals' fortunes hold up and they win this game, it'll be a battle of undefeateds between the Hawkeyes and the Royals. Penalty is called for an illegal substitution, and we'll get the call from referee Charlie Whitty with 4 minutes to go in this second quarter. Penalty is called against the Revolution. 2 minutes for an illegal substitution being served by Jacob Leibowitz. Time of the penalty, 11 minutes, 10 seconds of the second quarter. Royals will go on their first power play of the game. The shot comes from Botkiss. Oh, that one dinged very hard and reverberated. And now Botkiss again, it got on goal. The save is made by Pilon. Royals will keep the pressure on. Shot comes from Vanderhyde. It goes into the corner where Snyder's able to chase it down. The championship goal last year by Snyder against the Armory, straight away by Govett. He forced overtime a year ago. Delayed penalty being called against the Revolution, so Mackey goes over to the bench for the extra attacker. Vanderhyde with the shot, and Pilon is able to make the save, falling on his back, and will get the penalty call and potentially a 2-man advantage for the Royals. Two-minute penalty called against the Revolution's Jason Pichota. Time of the penalty, 12 minutes, 40 seconds of the second quarter. So about 30 seconds of a 2-man advantage for the Royals, and Govett takes the feed, wide open spaces, and puts it in the back of the net off the pass from Snyder. So about 30 seconds of a 2-man advantage for the Royals, and Govett will still be on the power play. Royals goal, power play goal, scored by Jake Govett, assisted by Zach Snyder at 13 minutes of the second quarter. Govett on the power play from Snyder for the Royals at 13 minutes of the second. Govett again. Botkiss there to congratulate him. And 2 quick power play goals, 13 minutes of the second. And the 2 power play opportunities for the Royals. Boltman won a key face-off. Govett waited with it and just took it himself and put it in the corner. Royals goal, power play goal, second of the game, scored by Jake Govett. Time of the goal, 13 minutes, 40 seconds of the second quarter. Govett with his second on the power play at 13:40 of the second for the Royals. Less than a minute to go in the second quarter. So after the Revolution got 2 straight goals to cut the 5-1 lead to 5-3, it's 2 straight goals by the Royals in less than a minute, both of them coming on the power play. And the Royals now up 7-3. Multiple goal performances in this first half from Jake Govett, Marquez White, and Matt Ward. Recognizing where those players play there, collegiate lacrosse, you have some really top programs represented. From the Ivy Leagues, Marquez White from Princeton, Botkus, who has a goal, plays at Harvard, and then the 2 other players with 2 goals so far in this first half. Jake Govett, University of Delaware product, and Matt Ward from Bowdoin College. Timeout was called by the Revolution with 50.3 seconds remaining. Rapinzano, cross court. Colsey shoots. His shot is blocked. It goes out of play, but it'll deflect off of the Royals, and the Revolution will get it back. Gilbert has his shot blocked before it makes it on goal to Mackey. Now 25 seconds to go in the second quarter. Royals will clear it into the Revolution end. 10 seconds remaining. Here's Gilbert. Met by 3 Royals defenders. Leaves it for Colsey, and Colsey got space and scored. Seconds remaining. Here's Gilbert. Met by 3 Royals defenders. Leaves it for Colsey, and Revolution goal scored by Ryan Colsey, assisted by Amos Gilbert at 14 minutes 55 seconds of the second quarter. Colsey from Gilbert for the Revolution at 14:55 of the second. That's the end of the second quarter. The score at halftime: Royals 7, Revolution 4. Revolution cut it to 3 with that goal in the final seconds of the second quarter. A 3-goal lead for the Royals, who look to remain undefeated in pool play in the NCBS National Championship. We'll be back in just over 5 minutes' time with the start of the second half. You're watching the 2022 National Collegiate Box Series National Championships on NCBS.TV.
Very early in my lacrosse career, I gained an appreciation for the value of box lacrosse as it carried over into field lacrosse. And every kid should be starting by playing box lacrosse instead of field lacrosse. So many young men from Canada who play box lacrosse are getting a lot of scholarship money in the U.S. for college. By starting this thing in the U.S. now, I really believe that we're going to have a great symbiotic kind of relationship between the education you can get in college, but the kids being better skilled to play field lacrosse through box. You never see a kid come off the rink without a smile on his face, win, lose, or draw. And there are a lot of reasons for that. Number one, it's so much fun. Nobody's pigeonholed into a position. You know, everybody's up. In field lacrosse, you throw a ball over someone's head, it rolls 30 yards, it goes out of bounds. In box, it stays in play. So that the quick, oh my God, I've failed. There is no failure. It just, oh my God, it's in play in a different way than the 30-second shot clock, and the speed at which it's played can only enhance what we're doing in field lacrosse at the college level. The key for me is using lacrosse to make young people happy.
We're back on NCBS.TV. Really grateful for all of the different platforms, both the NCBS TV website, the app, and different social media channels that are broadcasting these 2022 NCBS National Championships. Some great quality lacrosse as the sport grows since the founding of the National Collegiate Box Series in 2017. And this fourth of 6 games to close out pool play before tomorrow's semifinals between the Royals, who have a 7-4 lead on the Revolution. Royals, the defending champions for the NCBS, and getting back to this tournament by winning the California Cup against the San Francisco Dragons. White looking for a hat trick, and the arm save is made by Pilon. Revolution, the Constitutional Cup champions from the Connecticut Collegiate Box Lacrosse League. Shot comes from Colsey, and Mackey's able to make the stop. At halftime, I had a chance to talk to the parents of one of the Royals players, Griffin Pohl, who were watching the games yesterday from Michigan, and now they've come out to be here in person, but family in Michigan still following. Shot from Beeson, and the stop is made by Pilon as Hess brings the ball into the offensive end and now gets it back. And also hello to all of the families of the players based on the East Coast pulling for the Revolution who couldn't make it out here. It was quite a trek for the Revolution to make it out to San Jose. They flew out 7:30 a.m. They did get a direct flight from JFK in New York to San Francisco International Airport. They'll take the red eye back on Saturday night. Much easier trip for the Royals, who could drive up the coast from San Diego, California, here to the Bay Area. California being such a big state, it did make it difficult for the Royals and the Dragons to play each other during the California Collegiate Box Lacrosse League season. Shot from the wing from Strum, and the save is made by Mackey as he was in a good position with the angle set up. So the Royals came up to the Bay Area to play the Dragons in a 2-game series, more like a scrimmage, and then most of the development for the Royals taking place down in San Diego with a lot of instruction and an NLL mentality instituted with the partnership with the SEALs organization. Jump shot. Oh, that's a beautiful goal from Marquez White to give him a hat trick. He put his head down like a charge. Instruction and an NLL mentality instituted with the partnership with the SEALs organization. Jump shot. Oh, to get the goal for the Royals to go up 8-4. Royals goal, the third goal of the game, scored by Marquez White at 3 minutes 20 seconds of the third quarter. White with his third for the Royals at 3:20 of the third. So an 8-4 lead now for the Royals. So much of their development coming in practices and scrimmages. They did scrimmage against some adult league teams as Savarese takes the shot and Mackey's able to make the save and cover it up. Referee Charlie Whitty stops play and doesn't like what he sees, so we're going to get a penalty called. And it'll go against the Revolution. Penalty against the Revolution. Amos Gilbert, 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 4 minutes and 40 seconds of the third quarter. Royals on the power play. Shot from the wing, and Pilon able to make the save against Bastian. The opportunity in transition here from Colsey, and he'll make the pass back out to Kessler, who will take some time off of the penalty on Gilbert. So the Royals to get here had a 3-game playoff series against the Dragons. Save made shorthanded there by Mackey. And that took place in Escondido, California. Snyder with the shot, and Pilon able to make the save, trap it in his pad. Royals won the first game against the Dragons 17-4. The Dragons won the second game 8-7, but the decisive third game went the Royals' way by a score of 12-5. So that's what got the Royals here to San Jose for the NCBS National Championship. And contrasting that, just those 3 games that were what counted in the California Collegiate Box Lacrosse League, with the Stoneflies, for example, from Colorado, who got to develop over the course of an 8-game regular season. Shot from Ward, and Pilon's able to make the save. Down to the final 15 seconds of the interference penalty against Gilbert. Pohl, one of the Michigan players on this squad. Most of the players for the Royals from California, but you have Griffin Pohl from Michigan, and you also have Caden Dietrich, who's from Michigan as well. Beeson jumps towards goal, shoots and score! No! So one referee calls it a goal, but then head referee Justin Kirishima comes in to wave it off, saying that it's in the crease. And instead of a goal for the Royals, they are likely to have someone go to the penalty box for goaltender interference. Penalty is called against the Royals. Nick Beeson, 2 minutes for goalie interference. Time of the penalty, 7 minutes, 40 seconds of the third quarter. Colsey from the point, Crapanzano, the shot from the wing, it goes wide. He's got a nice quick release, and the Royals will have it shorthanded. It's picked up on defense by Oscar Hertz, one of several players for the Royals who plays international lacrosse. Hertz for Team Denmark, Winton Bastian, part of Team Germany, Fernando Garcia for Team Mexico, and Ulrich van der Heide from Team Netherlands. Short-handed opportunity, and the Royals will get the job done with the man down. Team Mexico and Ulrich van der Heide from Team Netherlands. Short for Matt Ward. Royals goal. Coming shorthanded, third of the game by Matt Ward at 8 minutes 30 seconds of the third quarter. Ward with his third, shorthanded for the Royals at 8:30 of the third. 7-4 halftime lead, now extended to 9-4 for the Royals, with goals from Marquez White and from Matt Ward. And Royals keep the pressure on, with White waiting for help off of the bench. Nice head fake and move towards goal with the shot from Bastion, but now it goes the other way for the Revolution. Revolution won last night against the Rivermen. They got off to such a hot start. His first 6 goals scored by the Revolution. Colsey from the point, stop made by Mackey. And then today, the Revolution taking on the Hawkeyes, and it was a defensive first half. Revolution down 4-2 at half, got a goal from Crapanzano to make it 4-3 early on in the third, but then the Hawkeyes opened things up, had runs of 6-0 and 8-0, ultimately pulling away by a score of 18-5. Shot clock will wind down on Vanderhyde for the Royals. 9-4 lead for the San Diego-based squad looking to defend home turf in the NCBS National Championships. Part of the 2022 U.S. Boxla Nationals. Shot clock winding down for the Revolution as Bounds has the ball knocked away from him. Hertz picks it up on defense. White running the point. Far side Govett, back to White. Near side Snyder goes around White. Passes it to him on the pick and roll. White, oh, he slipped and he ends up in the crease. Nearing 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Colsey gets a screen. Makes the pass to Savarese coming off the bench. Crapanzano up top. And defense from the Royals able to push the Revolution away from goal. Ball is loose in the corner as the shot clock expires. Two and a half minutes to go in a third quarter that has seen the Royals score both goals that have come in this quarter. Hat-trick goals for White and for Ward. Eason, who had a goal waved off, puts the shoulder into the defender, and we have it whistled back to the Revolution. Strum overruns it. Picked up by Lay. Last year's tournament of high pass, and it's ultimately out of the reach of Savarese, and it'll be left in the corner for the Royals. Last year's tournament saw 11 games over the course of 3 days. This year with the new 6 team being added to the tournament, a total of 13 games over 3 days, 3 last night, 6 today, and 4 tomorrow for the semifinals, finals, and consolation. Botkiss up top, and the shot makes its way through for Rasmussen, and now the Revolution go the other way. Still 2 more games after this one today. Colsey rips it from the wing. Mackey makes the stop and covers it up. 5 o'clock game will be between the Stoneflies and the Rivermen. Both of those teams at 1-1, so that'll be a crucial matchup to try and make it to the semifinals. And then the final matchup tonight, the 6:30 game, will be between the Hawkeyes, who are 2-0 and assured of a spot in the semifinals, going against the Royals in this game, who are currently 1-0. Inside of 20 seconds to go in the third quarter, Royals continue to put the clamp on the Revolution. And we're going to get a penalty that will close out this quarter. Penalty is called against the Revolution, against Riley Strum, 2 minutes for an illegal cross-check at 14 minutes 55 seconds of the third quarter. That's the end of the third quarter. Going to the fourth, the score, Royals 9, Revolution 4. So the Royals using their defensive prowess to hold the Revolution scoreless in the third quarter, add 2 goals of their own. They'll have a 5-goal lead going to the fourth, which we will have with you in a couple minutes' time. We're ready to start the fourth quarter. Jonathan Horowitz with you from the Silver Creek Sportsplex in San Jose, California. Watching coverage of round robin play in the 2022 NCBS National Championship on ncbs.tv. Here we go with the start of the fourth quarter, and it will start with the Royals on the power play after the illegal cross-checking penalty against Riley Strum for the Revolution that closed out the third quarter. Revolution shorthanded will dump the ball into the corner, and Mackey will be the one to get things going for the Royals, who are on the power play and have a 5-goal lead, led by hat tricks from Marquez White and Matt Ward. Also a couple of goals, both of them coming on the power play within a minute of each other for Jake Govett, so we'll see if the power play goes through him again. Royals 2 for 3 on the power play tonight. Nice pressure by the Royals trying to get the ball away, but Revolution able to keep it for those few extra seconds for Solomon Hess, which were enough to draw a penalty. So great play by Hess, going against a bevy of Royals players, and he'll draw the penalty. penalty is called against the Royals. 2 minutes for an illegal cross-check against Owen Bennett. Time of the penalty, 1 minute 45 seconds of the fourth quarter. Now the Revolution back to full strength, so they're on the power play, looking to climb out of a 5-goal hole. Crapanzano back to the point to Gilbert. Colsey. Crapanzano winds up and right into the chest of Mackey, who covers it up and prevents the rebound. Short-handed breakaway for Ward off the feed from Pohl, and he's got 4 goals for the Royals. That's the rebound. Short-handed breakaway for... Royals goal, the 4th of the game, scored by Matt Ward. Short-handed off the assist from Griffin Pohl at 2 minutes 30 seconds of the fourth quarter. Ward with his 4th, short-handed from Pohl for the Royals at 2:30 of the fourth. Crapanzano will answer back for the Revolution with a shot from the near side that goes past Mack. Revolution goal, power play goal, 2nd of the game, scored by Chris Crapanzano. Assisted by Ryan Colsey at 3 minutes 20 seconds of the fourth quarter. Crapanzano with his 2nd coming on the power play from Colsey at 3:20 of the fourth. A goal by Crapanzano ended a 3-0 Royals run to start the second half. Govett from straight away and Pilon to his knees to cover it up and make the save. So the score sits at 10-5 for the Royals. Both teams have concentrated their scoring among 4 different players. Colsey, cross-court pass. Hanley to the center, back to Colsey for the shot, and Mackey the save. White with a hat trick, passes it to Snyder. Snyder with a run towards goal, dives across the goal mouth, kept out of the net by Pilon to the cheers of his teammates on the Revolution bench. Revolution coming out here from Connecticut, led by coaches Mike Regan, Andrew Kirkaldy, and Roy Colsey. So some great NLL minds that are coaching the Revolution in much the same way that the Royals get the guidance from coaches affiliated with the SEALs organization in San Diego. One of the coaches for the Royals is Reed Rozenka, brother of Peyton Rozenka. And Reed played on last year's national championship team. Govett rips it from the wing, and the shot is made by Pilon. And the save is made by Pilon. And then Reed Rozenka, after being part of this National Collegiate Box Series, he was drafted by the SEALs in the 5th round. And the SEALs also drafting another NCBS veteran from Colorado in goalkeeper Skylar Moose Winery. So that's been one of the big visions for this National Collegiate Box Series, to potentially be a feeder towards the NLL. Here's a breakaway for the Royals, and Pilon comes up big again in making the save on Nate Ryan. Ryan, a teammate of Matt Ward and Bodwin. Ward with the 4 goals tonight, and Ryan was looking for his first goal of the tournament. 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, 10-5 lead for the Royals. Crapanzano takes the shot off of the run and points up to the sky as he gets the goal for a hat trick for him. Crapanzano takes the shot off. Straight goals for Crapanzano, 6-goal deficit now down to 4. Revolution goal, third of the game, scored by Chris Crapanzano at 7 minutes, 10 seconds of the 4th quarter. Crapanzano scoring for the Revolution at 7:10 of the 4th. Mackey able to make a stop there on Hess. Crapanzano plays collegiate lacrosse at Scranton, first team landmark conference as a sophomore and junior and an All-American last year. Botkus lets it go. He has the 1 goal tonight after scoring 5 in the win against the Stoneflies last night. Hanley runs it along the near boards, has it knocked away from him and out of play, and it'll go to the Royals after the defense from Pohl. Govett with a 10-6 lead and 6 minutes to go. Ward with 4 goals has it. Pass down low, all kinds of time for Vanderhyde as he tried to toe the line outside the crease, but not able to put it past Pilon. Teams for our next game are watching along the boards next to the benches. The Stoneflies from Colorado and the Rivermen from Ohio. That game will clinch a spot for one of the teams in the semifinals tomorrow. Both of those teams currently at 1-1. And 2-1 looks like it will be good enough to make the semis. In the creases called against Botkus, and, or pardon me, that wasn't Botkus, that was Snyder on the attack. Botkus is the player facing up against Hess on defense. Under 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, 10-6 lead for the Royals. Shot comes from Colsey, rebound opportunity. Oh, what a save on Hess by Mackey. Fell down, got up. Hess had all kinds of space, but Mackey able to deny it. Now will that goaltending lead to some offensive prowess for the Royals? Wind up from Botkus, and stop is made by Pilon, who now goes out of his crease to try and secure it. Nearing 4 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, 4-goal lead for the Royals. Timeout called by the Revolution. So the Revolution coaching staff will attempt to see what they can do about a comeback, but right now it's the Royals who are leading by a score of 10-6, and just kind of thinking ahead, if this score holds up, that would set things up for the Royals currently at 2-0, and they have the last matchup tonight at 6:30 against the Hawkeyes, who are 2-0. So if this score does hold up, you'll have a meeting between the 2 undefeated teams, and that would send one of them to be the #1 seed for the semifinals tomorrow. Should the Revolution not be able to come back, they'll be at 1-2, and that puts them kind of on the fence at the moment. The Grays are 0-3; they're out of the tournament, but currently at 1-2. That would put you on the fence, because the matchup coming up next between the Rivermen from Ohio and the Stoneflies from Colorado, both of those teams are 1-1. So the team that wins that will go to the semifinals, but the team at 1-2, well, they'll have to wait out their fortune. So it'll be interesting over the next few games, perhaps between games, to kind of see what the scenario will be for the semifinals tomorrow. This is the first year that there are semifinals in the NCBS National Championship, because the first year there were just 2 teams back in 2019. Then last year there were 5 teams, but it was just the top 2 that ended up playing in the championship game. But now we're going to have semifinals, and that'll start tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific. We'll have the games for you on ncbs.tv. Crapanzano losing his stick as he released the shot, and he watches the play unfold before him as he goes over and picks up his stick. Pole on defense will come away with it for the Royals. Bennett leaving it for Govett. Govett with a couple of goals on the power plays, first goals of the tournament. He was instrumental in the national championship last year. Ball squirts behind Pilon. Now bounces high behind the net as we hit 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Royals, who won last night 13-7, currently up 10-6 on the Revolution, who had the 14-12 win last night against the Rivermen, but then fell 18-5 to the Hawkeyes. Low shot coming from Strum, and the rebound, and Crapanzano right there to put it in past Mackey. But then fell 18-5 to the Hawkeyes. Low shot coming from Strum, and the 3 goals for the Revolution. Revolution goal, 4th of the game, scored by Chris Crapanzano at 12 minutes 20 seconds of the fourth quarter. Crapanzano with his 4th for the Revolution at 12:20 of the 4th. 6-goal lead, halved to 3. And we have a Revolution player who is down, and I was announcing the previous goal, so I didn't see the hit that took place, and it looks like from the replay that it even took place away from the ball. Solomon Hess, the player, and I think it was a hit as one of the Royals players swiped his stick when the ball was along the near boards. Hess goes over to the bench and will get back to action with 2 minutes 2 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, and Revolution sticking around, 6-goal deficit down to 3. Revolution making a few substitutions, and now here we go under 2 minutes. Royals will hold on to it with Marquez White, who's got a hat trick, being pressured defensively by Pachota. White goes all the way towards goal, behind the back pass. Ward looking to finish the job. Now the Revolution come away with it. Long pass up ahead, Hess can't control it. Bennett from the corner with 1.5 minutes to go. Cross-court pass, Botkus looks over at the shot clock. Back cross court. And it gets away from Beeson. 1 minute remaining in the fourth quarter. One last chance for the Revolution, down by 3, but with the ball. Crapanzano with 3 straight goals, 4 in the game. Gets met on defense. Wraparound opportunity by Colsey, a good one, but Mackey able to make the stop. And now the Royals looking to work down these final 40 seconds to improve to 2-0. And that will set up their final matchup against the Hawkeyes, who are also at 2-0, and that'll be for the #1 seed in tomorrow's semifinals. Bastian the shot and Pilon the save. Leibowitz into the front court. 10 seconds remaining. Gilbert has the ball and the stick knocked away from him. It rolls back into the Revolution end. 2.2 seconds to kill off as Snyder, the man who won it in overtime for the Royals 1 year ago, will be the man to work the clock down to zeros in this win for the Royals. That's the end of the fourth quarter. The final score, Royals 10, Revolution 7. Coming up next in round robin play of the 2022 NCBS National Championship, it will be the Rivermen, the winners of the Ohio Cup from the Ohio Collegiate Box Lacrosse League, against the Stoneflies, the winners of the Morrow Cup from the Colorado Collegiate Box Lacrosse League. Royals improved to 2-0, and they will be 2-0 heading into the final matchup of the night when they will take on the 2-0 Hawkeyes, with the #1 seed in tomorrow's semifinals on the line. So 2 more games to go on what is a full day at the National Collegiate Box Series National Championship game. 6 games in total, and the final 2 are going to be quite significant. You have the Stoneflies and the Rivermen meeting, both teams at 1-1. So getting to the playoffs will be on the line in this game. And then in the final game tonight, you'll have the 2-0 Hawkeyes taking on the 2-0 Royals with the #1 seed on the line. So we've had 4 games so far, some great box lacrosse action. We got 2 more to go, and the stakes heating up just a little bit more. And we'll have it all for you here on NCBS.TV.